we've been selected by the Toronto Venture Exchange as one of the top trading, 10 top trading resource companies of 2019. They intersected an area that is much higher grade.
Yeah.
And we're looking at values in excess of 300 grams per ton silver at depths of about 150 to 200 meters, which is not that deep. But they had one intercept about 14 meters of 670 grams per ton silver. So we mounted a drill program, and we're just completing it now. We just announced 5 of 8 drill holes yesterday morning, and lo and behold, we did 2 holes in order to duplicate the silver standard results with the aim of upgrading our historic resource to current 43101. This one here we assayed, it came back 459,000 grams per ton silver, so that's 45.9%.
Hello, this is Florian Munch. I'm here at the PDAC convention in Toronto in 2020, and I'm joined by Gregory Crow, President and CEO of Silber One Resources. Pleasure to meet you here.
Good to see you again, Florian.
Yeah, we did an interview, I think it was 3 years ago.
Probably 2 to 3 years ago, that is correct, yes.
Yeah, so a lot of things happened right then. In the overall market, gold and silver had some moves.
Yes, indeed. Well, essentially we have been very busy. I think when I last spoke to you, we had probably just recently acquired what's called the Candelaria past-producing silver mine in Nevada, and we did a deal with Silver Standard to acquire 100% with no royalties back to Silver Standard. So we've advanced that. We've made all the necessary payments. We do have to assume a bond in 2023, but apart from that, we're well on the way to earning 100%. Now, what we like about Candelaria is, first of all, historically, it was the highest grade producer in the state of Nevada when it was small scale underground near surface mining. And between 1864 and 1959, they produced on average 1,250 grams per ton silver. So very high grade.
A kilo.
Over a kilo.
Yeah.
So, and then what they ended up doing was they put it into open pit operations, so the average grade came down, but the bulk tonnage went up, and it was produced for about 3 decades up until 97. The last producer was Kinross, and Kinross, all told, produced about 68 million ounces of silver. Now, what's interesting is Kinross shut down in 97 because of the collapse in silver prices. They went down to almost $2.50 per ounce. So they shuttered the mine, and then they sold it to Silver Standard. In 2001, Silver Standard went in and did a big drill program, outlined a big new resource, and they did a scoping study, but with silver prices languishing in the $3 per ounce range, they decided not to proceed, put it on the shelf until we came along and did a deal with Silver Standard in 2017. So what have we done since then? First of all, what we like is the historic resource, about, and this is historic, it was 43101, about 44 million ounces measured and indicated in the hard rock, and then plus on top of that is another 83 million ounces inferred, of which just under 50 million ounces sits on the old leach pads. At an average
is it silver or silver equivalent? Or
these are silver.
Silver,
yeah.
Pure.
There is some gold, and it brings up the resource marginally, but not largely. Okay. But that's something else we have to consider down the road in terms of more exploration. But right now we're talking about silver, silver, silver. This is one of the few actually opportunities in the world that's almost pure silver. So what we've done since then is we went in and we drilled the old heap leach pads, and we started doing metallurgical testing. That metallurgical testing is ongoing with the concept of bringing those leach pads, 50 million ounces, back into production as an early stage opportunity. On top of that, the big opportunities at Candelaria are in the hard rock. How much more mineralizations can we find there? Or? Well, we've got the area around the old pit. And when Silver Standard drilled, they just drilled down dip on the northern side of the pit. interesting enough, they intersected an area that is much higher grade.
Yeah.
And we're looking at values in excess of 300 grams per ton silver at depths of about 150 to 200 meters, which is not that deep. But they had one intercept about 14 meters of 670 grams per ton silver. So we mounted a drill program, and we're just completing it now. We just announced 5 of 8 drill holes yesterday morning, and lo and behold, we did 2 holes in order to duplicate the silver standard results with the aim of upgrading our historic resource to current 43101. So that's in the progress, and we should have those answers in the next few weeks. On top of that, we did intersect other high-grade intervals, and for instance, we had one that was 8 meters at 1,125 grams per ton silver within a 22-23 meter range that averaged about 400 grams per ton silver. So it looks like there could be a core down there that could be amenable to either higher grade underground mining or an expanded pit. Now the big opportunity at Candelaria is we ran an airborne helicopter mounted geophysical survey across the property, and what we found is all of the mineralization in the pits, including another pit off to the west called Georgine Pit, which was just started to be produced by Kinross before they shut down. All of that is essentially aligning itself with the contact between a magnetic high and a magnetic low signature. Now, why is that important? Well, there is another project to the north of us, and it's called Nevada Copper, and they are operating what's called an IOCG or skarn type deposit that's rich in copper, silver, and gold. These types of things are marked by magnetic high signatures. It just so happens that the old workings right near where we find this signature by the Georgine Pit have big pieces of mineralization that have assayed up to 2.5% copper, 40 to 50 grams of silver, and up to 0.6 to 0.7 grams per ton gold. So is there a big target there? That'll be the focus of future exploration.
All right.
So that's Candelaria.
Candelaria, but the rock you're carrying around is not
yet.
Candelaria.
Not yet. Not yet. Let's talk about our other opportunity first, okay?
Okay.
So in the eastern part of Nevada, we found reference in an old mining journal to an opportunity that they had spoken about mining in the 1800s in the thousands of grams per ton silver. We went and looked at that project, and we traced vein mineralization for over 12 kilometers along the strike. And the ground was totally open, so we staked it. Then we bought 5 patented claims over the old Cherokee mine, plus a water well. And then we started detailed sampling. At the north end by the Cherokee mine, we're finding surface values. There's been no drilling on the veins on this project, okay, ever. So at the north end, we're finding surface values up to 1,000 grams per ton silver, 4.5%, 5% copper.
5% copper.
Yeah,
it's like in the Congo.
Well, it's small. These are narrow veins,
small,
right? Yeah. But in the south end, we're finding things where the copper disappears, but we're seeing gold come into the system, and we're getting values up to 1,800 grams per ton silver and 2 grams gold. Now what's interesting is we flew the property again. We did a big airborne geophysical survey, and the only drilling in the entire area was done at the very southeast end of the property in the 1980s, and they were looking for porphyry molybdenum deposit. So we flew the project, big intrusive type target at the southeast end where they did this, and all of our mineralized zones that we've traced either are occurring along the margin of this big magnetic signature or in the structures that head off it up to the northwest. So we have lots of new exploration targets. We just completed a sampling program last December. We're getting those results back, so we're going to be releasing that data in the next few weeks.
Wow.
Now, you asked about this rock. I'll just point this out.
Which looks pretty much like 50% silver.
You're very close. This is all native silver. You can just feel the hackly nature of it there as well. And these specimens were found on a new opportunity in Arizona. This one here we assayed. It came back 459,000 grams per ton silver. So that's 45.9%. So you're close at 50%. Okay?
You told me this number before.
Okay, well, there you go. Well, good eye. But you can just see the gleaming there and how much silver is in there. Now, what's interesting about this project is these are actually fragments of what we believe to be our vein material that were all covered by overburden. A couple of prospectors came in with a couple of small pieces of silver, and they approached a colleague of mine, and they said, what can we do with this? So he went in and he did a deal with the prospectors and staked a large piece of ground. Then he went in with metal detectors, and he uncovered not only this material, which we took part of this, assayed it, and we took another part and we actually melted it down and made silver rings for everyone. So this silver ring is actually from this rock here. But what's interesting is they also uncovered much larger fragments. One was 417 pounds, or almost 200 kilos, and they estimated to contain about 70% silver. These were actually displayed at the Tucson Rock and Gem Show just about 2 weeks ago, and there's been a lot of approach to the prospectors who still own these big fragments to put them into museums, etc., and some private collectors have approached them as well. Our job is to go on and see if we can find the source of this mineralization. To the east of our property, there's historic mining, where they talk about mining in the thousands of grams per ton silver with native silver. These project onto our property just upslope from where we're finding these. So we're going to go back, everything's covered. We're going to do detailed mapping and sampling, detailed geophysics, detailed soil geochemistry to see if we can find the source to this mineralization. So we're very busy. And
it seems so.
Yes,
at least four opportunities.
We have three very interesting opportunities in Nevada and Arizona. We still have our three Mexican silver projects, but we've kind of put them on the back burner. We can only do so much.
Fair enough. Okay, Greg.
And that's the update that we have today.
Wonderful.
Yes.
So thank you very much for it.
Stay tuned. We have lots of news coming out in the next few months.
Okay, and I will, for you guys, under the video, show you the link to the latest news releases and the company page and some coverage on my website.
Oh, just for your investors as well, we just recently announced that we've been selected by the Toronto Venture Exchange as one of the top trading, 10 top trading resource companies of 2019. So we got that recognition, and see if we can repeat that again this year.
Good luck, and
thank you, Florian.
Do it.
Good.
Thank you.
Take care.